All right, up next is Newspaper Review.
Newspaper reviewer Chukudi Okolu Ubaja is here in the studio. I call him our own Chukudi. You belong to us.
I belong to you.
Yes, you belong to me.
Are you sure you belong to us?
Yes.
Or you are for everybody and for no one?
Baby, oh, you go kill somebody. I didn't add that one.
Don't go there. All right, let's look at the papers.
Good morning, ladies.
Chukudi, glad to have you. All right, let's see the papers quickly. We'll begin with the leadership this morning, and the leadership leads with Governor Yusuf, and it says he visits Tinubu, may join APC on Tuesday or Wednesday. Indeed, all eyes are on the governor and, of course, looking at developments politically in that state. Away from that, Borno Speaker protests absence of VP Shetima's photo at APC zonal meeting. That's on page 24. All right, away from that, petrol imports widening, MRS marketers PMS price disparities, say analysts. And away from that, like World Bank, IMF upgrades Nigeria's economic growth outlook to 4.4%. Details on page 25. Police Commissioner, Council Chair, deny kidnap of worshippers in Kaduna churches. You can find all of that on page 4 of the leadership. And below that, Obasanjo in closed-door meeting with IBB. 2027 is the reason. So I'm sure you want to read up that story. It's on page 7 of the leadership. And of course, Malami rearrested after release from Kuje prison. That's right here. Kano family of 7 murder. Suspect's father wants him executed if guilty. That's on page 6. And that's about it on the leadership this morning. Let's look at the Daily Trust now. The Daily Trust leads with Tinubu clears path for Governor Yusuf's defection. That's on page 3. And we have a disturbing picture here. Residents scooping diesel after a tanker fell on Tikan Liverpool Bridge in Lagos yesterday. That's a disturbing story. And the pictures are here, I'm sure. The authorities involved would continue to sensitize Nigerians about that. Away from that, Tinubu's GCON award to associate Chagori draws flack. That's on page 14. Schools, offices short as FCTA workers begin strike. That's on page 14. And in a black strip, omission of Shetima's picture on poster causes uproar. Former Attorney General Malami rearrested after leaving Kuje prison is also right here. NAF airstrikes kill bandits in Katsina, Kano axis. And finally, Kaduna residents can confirm 160 kidnapped. Police, government deny incident. All right, so, Jimmy, let's
quickly go to the Guardian newspaper and just below the masthead of the Guardian newspaper. PDP decries insecurity as Kaduna denies abduction of 163 worshippers. You find the details on page 3. FG contractors on warpath over 4 trillion naira debt. Find details on page 3. FCTA kicks as workers begin indefinite strike. You find all the details on page 30. And at the side piece of the graphic illustration, IMF aligns with World Bank on Nigeria's 4.4% growth projection. As you find it all on the business page on page 15. And FG appeal judgment on attacks against journalists. Find the details on page 4. Kano killings, Tinubu orders probe as state takes over prosecution. You find the details on page 30. Court strikes out Meta X as FG rearranges Shore on amended cyberbullying charges. Details also on page 30. APC closes in on Kano as state chairman hopeful of Yusuf's defection. Details on page 6. Polysmart invests $60 million in Nigeria's largest plastic recycling plant. You find the details on page 18. And Sanwo-Olu signs 2026 4.4 trillion budget into law. Want to know what it constitutes, you go to page 7. And the graphic illustration you see there on the Guardian newspaper is all about telecommunication. 50% 1 year after. 50% telco tariff hike leaves operators happier, consumers frustrated. You want to know all about it, you go see all the graphic illustration and how it went down. Mr. Chudi.
Where were they scooping up fuel
In
yesterday?
Lagos. It was all over the social media yesterday.
Actually, I went to Ovietime George's thread, timeline yesterday. Ovietime George's, one of our colleagues,
yes.
a reporter. He said, hey, this is what they do so. It takes just one Rastafarian with careless cigar.
Which one?
And every...
Yes.
It might have sounded a bit jocular, but that was a very, very gripping truth. It takes just one careless use of cigarette.
Not even
and
a
all
cigarette.
Those people will be incinerated.
Not even a cigarette, a metal pocket, a bucket coming together with another one.
A spark.
It's a spark. It's a spark.
Why are we like this?
We never learn.
Why don't we cherish life?
We never learn. I remember the first time something like that happened. You remember it was in Delta State? You remember?
There have been many instances
It was early 2000
yes.
when it happened, and oh my God.
That was the first major one.
Yeah, the first
but
major one.
But there have been so many after that.
So many after that.
Jigawa. Are we going to forget in a hurry?
Are ears going to remain as things that complete our sense of physical profile? Don't we want to use them?
And some of the people at least spoke, they are not even using the petrol.
It doesn't make sense. On a positive note, IMF and World Bank are agreeing that 4.4%
growth projection
is real for Nigeria. I like the way these things are coming together. It's going to get better. It's going to really get better. Malami released and rearrested. To enter government trouble, no use you. You know?
At all. But
the point is, he is going through a judicial process.
Yes.
Our boss, Wada, was saying something just as I was stepping in. He said, there's nothing wrong with anybody being rearrested. Your job is to prove innocent. So if eventually he finds his lawyers assert his innocence and all that, it doesn't matter.
As a prosecutor himself, so you should know how the process goes.
So there's nothing that has gone wrong at all. Yes, let him prove he's innocent. If he's not, he goes in for it.
And Showore is still there on cyberbullying.
He's still there, but Meta, that's
and
Facebook,
X, yes,
and X, the one you call Twitter, they are no longer joined in the defense anymore. Because the argument was that they provided a platform for him to say what he said and all that. Again, it's a judicial
And they can't
process.
Control what he says.
Yes, they can't control what he says.
Well, the story that interests me this morning is the one about the FCTA. Schools, offices shut. As FCTA workers begin strike.
After Good Morning Nigeria yesterday, when I was driving from the office home, and I saw a string of cars parked, and I was wondering what's happening. Is it in NTA? Are we in danger or something like that? When I got home, I now saw the social media saying that they're on strike.
Yeah, they're on strike. It started yesterday.
Yes.
It has to be resolved as soon as possible. I mean, schools are involved.
There have been warnings. It's not just schools, my dear.
Everything,
Any
hospitals, everything.
that is disrupted has a near calamitous tale for somebody somewhere. It depends on what that services. So let them go back to work.
I was listening to the chairman when she
or
was
rather, let them dialogue and resolve the matter.
A lot of grievances. One of them is that some directors, have their retirement age has come and they are still there, still working, and they refuse to go.
What are they waiting for?
And they are also contesting this ban of the use of mobile phones by staff of ages.
Use of mobile phones where?
In the office.
In the office.
You can't use your mobile phone in the office until after work.
Yes.
What if something happens to your family?
No, an emergency will be recognized and you ask for permission.
How would you know there's an emergency when your phone is not with you?
Listen. I called my friend in New York. He's dead now. Jindo Kumabwa. May so rest in perfect peace. You don't call me when I'm working, okay? I'm at work. You think it's what we do here? You leave the office?
No. I
to-
know.
wait,
No,
let her finish.
I know it obtains.
You walk out of the office
claims,
for 2
yeah.
hours. Hello? You're posing negatively. The person you're calling does not see you. You're engaged in all theatricals for him to visibly appreciate you when he does not see you.
Maybe you don't have it. Maybe you don't have integrity. That's why he didn't want to take your call.
No. Joking aside, we waste man hours in this country.
Yes.
We have to be more discretional about it.
We do.
Please, we do.
Anyways, I hope you know where that is stemming
FG
from.
contractors on warpath over 4 trillion debts.
You know, when they
Contractors are crying.
when they call trillion, I begin to ask myself, Chukudi, are you sure this journalism has favored you? I should have become a contractor.
It has favored you.
Trillion. Even if they don't pay you the money, to mention it at all gives you a feeling of a well-being.
Some of the monies are borrowed. It doesn't say that all of them are owned by...
Actually,
You know who owns the contractors?
You
know the people who own the contractors.
I don't know.
They want to be paid.
You know, I want to agree with everything you say, but this one, I want to finish this analysis and get home. You know?
Safe and sound.
The point is, if money I used to do a job for you is cut up somewhere, you are not helping my life.
True.
You're not.
You know, Islamically, they say you should pay the person who works for you before the sweat on his body dries up.
There's so much sophisticated.
You must pay the
village
person.
Sense in you. You know,
you must pay.
You must have grown up on. I grew up on the farm part. That make me get this original natural sense, and that's why I admire you. You get time.
Yeah, we get time.
I like that.
Politicians,
that proverb.
Politicians also have that kind of sense, and in 2027, we're wondering what's going to happen. So many stories about 2027 here. Omission of Shetima's picture is one of them. Obasanjo in closed-door meeting with IBB. Governor Yusuf defection. I mean, what are Nigerians up for?
They're up for politics. Then when it comes to governance, we begin to see 1/3 of all the things.
In all these, I don't see any talk about the common man.
Do you actually know that 2027 started being talked about?
Of course, since 2020, immediately.
So when do you have time to, people were placing billboards all over the place. There's supposed to be a law against, premature politicking. Yes. I don't know. We have to get serious.
There were some powerful statements from, not to start politicking now. From INEC. We have to give them that credit. They were here in the studio. There were strong words that you should stop campaigning. Exactly. This is not the time for you to campaign. But there should be action to back the words.
There should be enforcement.
Yes, enforcement. And before we go, FG to appeal judgment on attacks against journalists. Is that a good one? Yeah.
Well, I can claim that Chukwudi Okolie-Iweaja was molested at Kurudu Junction and all that. I have to prove it. The fact that we're journalists does not mean that anything said about journalists. And the VP, he makes statements that make me respect him more and more. When IPI, International Press Institute, held a ceremony the other day, Shetima was there. And he said, how could you say that government is clamping down on you when a minister owns a newspaper? And from the presidency, you said that's a newspaper owner. So they are journalists like you. Why would they not want you to? Shetima has a way of saying things,
he does, which
I really appreciate. So, and do you know that at that ceremony, a top notcher in DSS got an award from IPI for handling journalists well, even as she does her job as a DSS operative. So that tells you that some kind of synergy can exist between us. It's mutual respect.
Yeah.
We're not at war with any agency.
No.
We can live in harmony.
Yeah. All right. Producer says it's time to go. Chukudi, many thanks for your time.
When I get in my element, that is when it is always time to go.
As you belong to us, but we have to let you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
You need to go and investigate.
I'm going to smile foolishly back into my car because you said something positive.
You have an assignment. I hope by tomorrow you will have the results. What happened in Kaduna, these residents and all that, what Khan is saying and what the government is saying. So I'm sure you will help us find the balance.
163, I mean, it doesn't quite gel. 163 people
Okay, we
cannot
got
be.
to
Please
go.
investigate.
We have to
That's
go.
why you're a journalist.
Yes.
It's okay.
Many thanks, Chikudi. All right, so we'll pause now. When we come back, we get into our conversation. The first conversation for today. Stay with us.